have you been forwarded this picture?
Yes, yeah, I was forwarded it a little bit earlier.
Okay. And so, yeah, in your opinion, what do you think looking at that?
I gotcha. Yeah, it's an unfortunate thing that I have seen before. It's definitely avian pox that's impacting this bird. It's a shame. It's a virus that can cause those bumps, those lesions to appear on the unfeathered parts of birds. And so in that case, it happened to be right on its face, right near its eyes. And so definitely an unfortunate situation for that bird.
How contagious is it?
It's highly contagious. It's actually a pretty stout virus. It can be transmitted through indirect contact. So if those lesions, maybe burst, or if there's scabs from them that are found in water sources or feed stations, it can be transmitted. But also, it can even just be transmitted via mosquitoes and them transporting infected blood and infectious material between birds as well. So yes, it's quite highly contagious.
But it doesn't spread to humans, correct?
No, it certainly does not. There's been no evidence that it impacts humans at all, but it just makes its way between some bird species.
All right. And, so far she's only captured one bird that has what looks like avian pox. But then again, she took down her feeder, to clean it like everybody's supposed to do. And
Yes,
so I guess neighbors should do the same, right?
exactly. The whenever you spot avian pox, especially at bird feeder, whenever you have a camera like this, the best thing to do is take down that bird feeder, rinse it out, and clean it with about a 10% bleach solution. You want to use bleach just to make sure you really kill any virus that could be around on it. Same with watering stations. Empty them out, clean them out, and then really the best thing to do is maybe keep them down for a little while, maybe at least a week until those infected birds are moved on and gone somewhere else. Because if you see them again, you're just going to have to clean things up again. But not only her, but also if any neighbors around there have seen the same thing, or if just her close by neighbors want to do the same thing, that'll really help out and try and limit the spread of the virus between the rest of the birds.
Now, I've read that the lesions, where the virus comes from and spreads from, and that they fall off of the beak and then can contaminate the ground that they're sitting on for quite some time, I guess, right?
Yes. So it's, as these things are growing, obviously they're irritating, and so sometimes they can burst or they can maybe scratch them. Some things can fall off, and so yes, those bits can actually sort of persist in those feeding stations and those kind of places. So best thing you can do is sort of refresh the area, clean up, and really try and use that bleach solution on those surfaces, those water facilities, bird feeders, as best you can. That's going to limit the spread.
So, in the heat of summer, how long would this virus live apart from the bird?
So that's the thing is it's actually pretty durable, it seems like. And so even though it is super hot outside, that doesn't help the virus any, but it's been shown to persist for weeks, months sometimes. And so that's why I'm really reiterating, let's use that bleach solution to try and eliminate those things. That's really going to stop it from staying in your area.
So, have you ever heard of a case where it did start spreading throughout a bunch of birds?
Um, it's Pox has been around for a long time, so I'm sure there's been many situations where it is sort of spread through a population, but it's not uncommon. It's something that a lot of biologists will see pop up in their areas from time to time. And so it's nothing to be too alarmed over. Yes, it's unfortunate for this bird, and maybe there's one or two that might be able to that might get it transmitted, but it's something that bird specifically can survive from those pox. Some are more extreme than others, some cases, but it's not necessarily doom. Doesn't spell doom for a bird population. It's just something that has to sort of work its way through.
So, is it always fatal, or do birds sometimes get over it?
No, certainly not. Birds definitely get over it. It's sort of like humans. Some may react to the virus a little bit worse than another. And so there's plenty of birds that will just recover, get better, and move on from it. Sometimes it can be fatal as well, but certainly not a for sure death sentence.
Okay. I don't know. Is there anything you'd like to add?
One other thing is if you happen to have standing water in other places in your property, it'd be great to remove those or dip, turn those over as well, because the way that it can be spread is through mosquitoes also. And so trying to get rid of those sources where, you might breed more mosquitoes that might be transmitting as well, that's always a good thing to do.
All right, good deal. Well, thanks a lot for the information and I guess the neighbors just need to be cautious out there, keep an eye out for other instances, but no need to panic.
Exactly right.
Thanks again.
Thank you, Jamie.